Good afternoon everyone, Daniel here from Single Malt Jack and welcome back for another episode. Well, I hope you're enjoying the channel. As you know, it's all about whiskey, beer and barbecues, mostly on the charcoal. So we've been trying to do a bit of everything, keep you guys entertained. I hope our quality and our performance and editing is starting to get a little bit better. We've bought a new microphone, so I hope the sound quality is getting a little bit better as well. But I really appreciate all you subscribers and everyone watching the videos. It really means a lot. I'm having such a great time filming this stuff and editing it and just getting to know my whiskey more and sampling it and trying out new beers and new barbecue recipes. So I'm really enjoying doing this and I really appreciate you guys following us and subscribing. So if you like our stuff, please like it, please subscribe. But what we've got today is going to be another cracking episode. So a couple of my mates have been asking me the question about the monkey shoulder. So they've said to me, is it a good whiskey? And my answer has always been yes, but. So, what is the but? Well, I'm going to try and explain it today the very best I can, okay? It is actually a good whiskey. It's actually a blend. So it's a blend of 3 different single malt whiskies, okay? So it's not a single malt whiskey itself, but it is a blend of 3 different single malts. So Monkey Shoulder is owned by William Grant and Sons Distillery, okay, which is in the Speyside region in Scotland. So it is a Scotch whiskey, okay. And what is it a blend of? Okay. Well, essentially, sorry, the bar's looking a little bit messy today because there's quite a few bottles on here. So hopefully you can see what's going on here. But essentially, it is a blend of Glenfiddich. Okay. Now I don't know how long it's been aged for. It doesn't say, but it has to be aged for minimum 3 years to call it a whiskey. So it's a blend of Glenfiddich, it's a blend of the Balvenie. I don't know which one, okay, but here I've got the Glenfiddich 12 and I've got the Balvenie 12 Double Wood, and these are both fantastic whiskies. I like these 2 whiskies. They're like my every week staple type whiskies if you've been listening in. And there's also a third one in there which I don't have access to, which is called Glenfiddich Distillery, okay, and can't really comment on that one because I've never tried it. I don't know too much about it. It is quite expensive to buy a bottle of that whiskey, and it's not super readily available here in Australia. I'm sure if I tried hard, I probably could, but a bottle might be $400, $500, $600. Okay, so I wasn't prepared to spend that much for this review. But I'm super excited to try these 2 whiskies, the Glenfiddich 12 and the Balvenie, and then compare it against the Monkey Shoulder and just let you guys know what I think. So I've already pulled the glasses, okay? And as you can see here, we've got a little nip in each one of these glasses, but I've also gone a little bit of an extra step this time, and we're actually pairing each one of these whiskies with just a little, what would you call it? I guess just a bite-sized treat or a little after-dinner aperitif that you can pair your whiskey with. So if I start on this far side with the Glenfiddich 12, I've actually got there a dried pear. So you can also use apple or any other orchard type fruit, but it really does bring out the orchard fruits and the sweetness of the Glenfiddich 12. So I like pairing it with a little dried pear that you can see down there. Now the Balvenie 12 Double Wood, because this has got quite a lot of I guess stewed type fruits, a little bit of jam, there's some strawberry, raspberries in there, and there is also some milk chocolate, maybe even a touch of dark chocolate in there. So I really like to pair that with the chocolate coated strawberry. I find as an after dinner whiskey, this Balvenie with a chocolate strawberry is just fantastic. I don't know if you can beat it. For me, it's just spot on. Just the sweetness and the mouthfeel and just the taste of the whiskey and how that pairs is just fantastic. And then we move back here to the Monkey Shoulder. I've actually paired it with a little piece of peanut brittle, which is quite sweet. This has got sort of hits of vanilla, honey in there. It's not too much of a nutty whiskey, but I just find something just sweet and a little bit nutty, like this peanut butter brittle, just pairs so well with the monkey shoulder. So I've been talking for too long already, you know, as you probably know, but I'm thirsty and I really just want to get into some of these whiskies. So if I start over here with the Glenfiddich, look, it's been aged 12 years. It's a Speyside whiskey. It's at 40%. You know, you can pick up bottles of these. I saw just recently at Dan Murphy's, these bottles were on special for $60 Australian. So in terms of my money for an every week whiskey, I know I told you this in the first episode if you've seen it, but you just can't beat it. I'm not going to do a proper review on the Glenfiddich 12, but in terms of just that every week sipping whiskey, it's really one of my favourites. I just find it fantastic on the nose. You know, you've got some vanilla in there, got a bit of sweetness. You don't get too much char or smoke or barrel oak in there. You know, you've got the orchard fruits. You know, there's caramel, there's malt in there. Look, from my point of view, it's a really, really good introductory single malt whiskey. It's readily available. You know, for the price, I just don't know if you're going to find anything under, look, probably $75 Australian. That's going to be any better than that Glenfiddich. I just find that fantastic. And in terms of pairing it, excuse the pun, but we've got a dried slither of pear here. This just goes so well with the whiskey. I could sit there for hours and hours and just pairing the pear with the pear. Just magic. I think that pear is a little bit too sweet and sugary to be healthy, so I'm not going to have too much of it. But you know, from my recommendation is, you know, the orchard fruit, a pear, or an apple or something like that. It just brings out that flavour and that sweetness and the fruitiness of that Glenfiddich 12. It's not a super fruity whiskey. I mean, it's not very demanding at all. That's why I love just sitting on it as an every week, you know, whiskey. It's not condescending. It doesn't try and bring me to think about it too much. You know, it's perfect Friday night or a Saturday night whiskey that you just put, you know, you put some ice in it. You're not going to destroy it. You know, give it a go. I find it fantastic. Now, if we move on to the Balvenie Double Wood, the 12 year, I'm not going to go on too much about this whiskey because, as you know, I've already done a review on it and it was quite lengthy. So you already know my thoughts on it. As you can see here, out of all the whiskies, this is probably the darkest. And as you know, it's actually been finished a second time round in an ex-sherry cask. So the flavour profile of this one is actually very, very different from the other two. And look, for an after dinner whiskey, this is just fantastic. And I actually saw, you know, you'll usually pay just over $100 for a bottle of this. It's also at 40%, 700ml bottle. But I saw just recently Dan Murphy's had a sale on these for $84 Australian, and I thought that was fantastic. Very, very good value for money. And that's quite a bit different to the Glenfiddich. I call it an after dinner whiskey because, okay, it does have the sweetness to it. It does have a little bit of fruitiness to it. But it's just got a lot more chocolatiness to it, a lot more stewed fruits, a bit of jam flavour in there. It's just that impact of the ex-sherry cask just imposes a much different flavour profile on there. and the finish is just super smooth as well. You also get, you've got the vanilla flavours, you've got a bit of caramel flavours, but you also get some cinnamon in there as well. And you also get some really sweet sort of spices, peppery spices, which these other whiskies don't deliver. So that's why you're obviously paying a little bit more money for this one, a little bit more of a complex whiskey, something you can drink every week. But as I said, I'm not going to go on too much about it because I absolutely love that whiskey. I think it's great. And this review is not about these two whiskies, it's about this one over here, the Monkey Shoulder. So do I like this one? My answer is always yes, but. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? As you can see here, it's supposed to be a blend of 2 out of 3 of my favourite, if that makes sense. Well, 2 of my favourite single malt whiskies. So theoretically, technically, I should absolutely love this whiskey. And I tried it a few years back, and I wasn't that impressed with it, to tell you the truth. Found it just didn't hit that spot for me. So I thought, look, I'll give it another go. Maybe my palate's changed. Maybe I'm missing some flavours. So I have given it another go, and I find it is a good whiskey. Okay, it is a very smooth whiskey. It's not demanding at all. There's definitely vanilla flavours in there. There's no spice. You get a little bit of oak in there, a little bit of barrel oak. Vanilla and caramel really come through, and it's just super smooth. But what lets it down? I'll try and explain it to you because it's a little bit hard to explain. But I just find when I'm drinking that Monkey Shoulder, I'm not expecting a huge flavour hit. It's very mild and very smooth, but I get flavour, and then all of a sudden there's a void. I don't know how to explain it, but where there should be flavour in that sort of mouth taste and aftertaste, I'm finding there's not much flavour at all. And I'm thinking, am I missing something? And all the reviews that I've looked at, the tasting notes are quite short. And I'm thinking, okay, well maybe they've missed something. Let me try it. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe I've missed something, but I don't think anyone's missing anything. I think it's just a, very smooth, a very basic. There's definitely nothing wrong with it. I can't fault the whiskey per se. I think it's a good quality whiskey, but I just find for my palate, where I expect there to be flavour, there's just a void in the flavour profile. Okay, so as I said, I don't know how to explain it, but if you watched one of my last videos where we did a whiskey cocktail, I used this in the apple sour, and that whiskey was just perfect in that apple sour. Okay, it was basically a cocktail for non-whiskey drinkers. Okay, so when I say it is good whiskey, but I hope that you're trying to, or that you can understand what I'm trying to say about it in my unprofessional whiskey words. So that's basically it. If you pair it with this peanut brittle, just going to take a little bite of that because I know that's going to stick to my teeth and my mouth, but that pairs super well with that peanut brittle. That just gives it, I find it just gives it a little bit of pickup flavour. It's quite a strong flavour, strong peanut butter, peanuts, caramel, toffee, and it really just gives you that flavour punch that the whiskey, excuse me, a flavour punch that the whiskey misses out on. So I find this is a nice whiskey. Would I drink it neat? I think it's a little bit too boring to drink neat. Because it just doesn't have that same flavour profile that these other two have that make up this whiskey, which I find quite weird. I thought it would have more flavour profile, so I don't know what they've done there. But if you're going to pair it with something or you're going to make a cocktail out of it, fantastic. This bottle was $52 I picked up on special at Dan Murphy's, and for that price, you can't argue with it. I don't think there's much else out there in terms of the blended whiskey that will do the same job as this one with the same quality. So for that price point, I think they've done, William Grants and Sons Distillery have done a fantastic job. I think the blend is really good. So go check it out. That's basically it from me today. I don't want to go on for too long. Just wanted to give you a bit of an oversight of what I'm doing here. I've just realised that I haven't taken a bite of the strawberry with the Balvenie, but that's okay. I've done that many times before, and that works so well together. I'll do that later. I'm going to sit here, finish these whiskies, just get to know them more, finish off what's in the glass, and then that's it for me. So, hope you've enjoyed the content. Like it and subscribe if you enjoyed it today, and we'll catch you soon for a brand new video. Cheers, guys.